What's up guys, Dennis here, and it's been a while since I posted a video, so I just want to give you some updates of what I've been working on, stuff that's not really like super exciting so that I can't really make a full project video out of it, but I have been busy and I'll show you a couple things that I've been doing. I cut a tree down in my backyard, that was pretty fun. I'm actually gonna make a video out of that one because I want to show the whole process of me cutting it down, cutting it into logs, and then milling boards out of it on my bandsaw sawmill. This is a kind of a cool tree. I think it's an ash, and it looks to be spalted from what I've seen so far. It was a standing dead tree that I took down that was probably killed from vines. I bucked a small section of it and then split it into pieces that I can use for handles later. So those are going to have to, cure for a year or so, but those will be some nice handle stock because ash is really good for like little hatchet handles and tool handles around the workshop. I got to tell you, that video is going to look way more dangerous than it really was. We were pretty safe and the distances look different because of the camera angles. Trust me, I'm probably going to get comments, and I don't entirely know what I'm doing when taking trees down, but I was pretty confident that this was safe. No one was going to get hurt. And I'm probably opening myself up to even more comments just by saying that. But when that video's out, check it out. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below so that you'll get an alert when that video does come out.
You're trapped.
Yeah!
I got a new bumper for my truck. My old one was totally rusted out and it almost didn't pass inspection, so it was like high time for a new bumper. And I can't just leave well enough alone. I always have to improve it some way. So I've always wanted one of these off-road bumpers, and so it was finally the time I could justify buying this. But it comes unpainted and in a light coating of oil. So first I had to get all the oil off of the steel. I used dish soap and a sponge and just kind of scrubbed it off. There were some stickers I had to get off with some alcohol and a wire brush, but that wasn't too bad. And the reason for getting that all off is that when you go to clean it up, the oil is just going to stick around. It's going to be hard to get off, so it's better just to try and get as much oil off I've found in the beginning. Then I rinsed it off, I dried it really well, and then I did a light sanding to kind of get rid of any surface oxidization or and also just to rough it up so that the paint will adhere better. Now, I'm not the best painter, but I'll give you a couple tips because I've spray painted some things in some pretty bad conditions. And one of the worst things you can do is spray paint when it's cold or humid out. And it was cold and kind of humid that day. The problem with spray paint in cold weather is it's not that it's not going to dry. The problem is that when the paint comes out, it depressurizes and gets colder, and that cold atomized paint is enough to condense little water droplets, and you end up with tiny like little water droplets going into your paint that will take forever to dry. It will dry, but it will take months or years for all the water to finally leave that paint. I know because I've done this plenty of times. So if you paint in cold weather or humid weather, that's the problem. The problem is that you get water in the paint. What I do is, first of all, try to keep the piece as warm as possible so that stuff doesn't condense on that. The other thing I did was I kept the spray paint bottles here where it's really warm in my house. And by keeping the paint warm, when it comes out, it's going to be colder than it was in the can, but not quite as cold as if it was sitting in the garage all night and the paint was like 40 degrees from sitting overnight. I let it dry a little bit, and then I brought it back into the house to let it dry for a week before I installed it. And I didn't film installing it, but it wasn't that exciting. I didn't have a ton of time, but I built up some cribbing, put it on the cribbing, and kind of just slid it into place. So even though this thing weighed about like 100 pounds or so, it was really not that bad of a job. Oh, I took a trip to my steel supplier. So this place is awesome. And if you are in New England and you're interested, I'll put a link to where it is down below. So this place is a steel supplier, but they have a whole bargain area, they call it, where they sell cutoffs. So, steel comes in like 24-foot lengths, and a lot of the industrial customers need, maybe 12 feet or 16 feet. All the drops they sell at this bargain place, and they sell it for $1 a pound, which is great. It's like scrap prices, but it's angle iron and box steel and all kinds of cool stuff. So this place is like, I'm like a kid in a candy store. So I ended up buying about 300 pounds of steel. And part of what I'm going to use it for is I'm finally going to build like a nice rail system with a log holder for my bandsaw. So when I can just roll logs onto it, and I'll have some kind of like mechanism where I can just clamp the logs down. No more screwing them to wood and everything. That's going to be a long-term future project that I'll work on this winter maybe, or maybe next spring. Yeah. Oh, there's one more thing I've been working on. Well, first, I don't think I filmed this room before. This is my electronics lab. I'll give you a quick tour here. I actually have a lot of projects started or in different phases here. Let's see, I've got a CNC project over here. This was a scratch-built CNC router engraver machine thing that I built a while back. That's my toolkit. I got some, it's my bookshelf. I got a lot of math books, electronics books. I've got a robot. Her name is Rosie. And lots of storage and random parts and stuff. Got a roll of leather up there that I do some leather working. Got some supplies in that bin down there. So I've got a lot of stuff that I haven't really, and this is something that's kind of been taking up some of my time too. These computers behind me are mining cryptocurrency. How can I explain it quickly? These computers are built to have a lot of parallel processing capability, and by putting them on a certain network and letting them do some work, I'm rewarded by virtual currency. This currency I can actually use to buy real things at online stores, or I can actually transfer it into US dollars and actually get it in my bank account. So it's kind of like it's Bitcoin. It's like Bitcoin. So I actually was going to make a video about this, but not about the actual computers. I was going to make it on this. This is scrap from our shower when we redid the bathroom, and I ripped this out. This is like a shower. This is a shower track that was in our bathroom that I had ripped out, and I thought it looked neat, so I kept it, and ended up being perfect. I cut and bent it, and then just riveted it together to make this frame to hold the graphics cards. But I was going to do a short video on that, but didn't get around to it. So it's just kind of something I like to geek out with. All right, that's it for this update. We're going to figure out these as we go. This is like the first kind of video vlog update thing that I've done before. So let me know if this was interesting. If not, I got a couple projects coming up. I want to do the tree video where I cut it down and mill it into boards. I've got some woodworking projects that I'm hoping to get to before Christmas so that I can do some Christmas presents with them. But I'm going to do an interesting twist to some little simple wooden boxes. I've also got an old oil burner from the furnace that we upgraded. I saved the old one as they were hauling it out. And I've got a couple projects planned for that. One I'm not going to go into too much, but another one is I want to build a metal melting foundry. Something that can melt at least aluminum, maybe copper. If not, there's going to at least be a video with me playing around with an oil burner. I know nothing about oil burners, so that should be fun. I also want to thank all my subscribers out there. I'm over 900 right now. It looks like I'm on track to hit 1,000 before the year ends. That's awesome. I started this channel as just kind of a way to legitimize my hobbies, really, and kind of share what I've learned throughout the process. I don't make how-to videos. I let you guys see my accidents and my mistakes. I think that's what makes it interesting, and that's where all the knowledge comes from, right? So anyway, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I want to do something nice. So if you want to be included in whatever I'm going to do, which I don't know what it is yet, hit that subscribe button so that you can get a chance to be involved in whatever I'm going to think up to do maybe a giveaway. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.